funny man. What? Hey! Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.
People, it's your boy Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live, rocking the new merch. It's the Dream Bigger shirt that we've had created, man. Super excited about this idea, the idea of dreaming bigger. How about that? It's what we're doing, and my guests are in full effect. I cannot wait to chop it up with them today, man. To talk comedy, to talk everything, to talk about Usher. The question today: could Usher take your girl? Could Usher make a move on your girl? If not Usher, who could your girl get a pass to rock with? Maybe, I don't know. Usher is doing his thing out in Vegas, and he's serenading women and taking just it's like a episode of the 5 Heartbeats. Goodness gracious! All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show underway. She tickles me all to be damned. You hear me? This lady makes me laugh like no other. She reminds me of my mommy. She's tiny, but she's a powerhouse and will fight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Duchess. How are you, Miss Duchess?
I am wonderful. Rodney, quit telling people I know how to fight. This face do not look like it fight.
It don't look like it fight. You ain't lost a lot, is what I'm saying.
No, I ain't gonna lose none, really.
You undefeated?
You know what? I'm not. It was just one, and we'll have to talk about that one because that was.
I never heard that story. I heard about the loss.
That was a hard one too.
Hey, we of course, ladies and gentlemen, joining us today, man. This guy is taking the internet by storm. I've been watching him. I gave him a call. Said, man, I gotta have you on the show, man. Rev Mo Money is been killing the internet. And how about this? I didn't know the brother had long hair till just now. How about this morning? I was this morning years old when I heard this. Welcome to the show, Mr. D'Anthony Turner, y'all. What's up, D'Anthony?
Yay.
What's happening? What's up, OG?
Hey,
What's
can you
up,
turn your phone sideways?
Yeah. Hold on.
That's Anthony.
I remember meeting you, man, and I think we were at the Punchline, and you was with your homies. I guess you're from Montgomery.
Yeah, I am.
You was with all your homies that came up to Atlanta to work. Is he there? Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to get
your
the whole
phone might be locked. Your phone might your screen may be locked.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I met you that day, and I just found you to be like a really creative guy, man. A very, very funny dude. And I'm glad you can find some time in your schedule to come on. I'm gonna pull you down, man, until you get your screen ready, and then I'll bring you back.
All right,
my man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one of my friends, a guy that was nice to me when he didn't have to be. I mean, we all go through our Rudy Poo phase in comedy. And I remember going to New York for the first time, and there were 2 guys that were nice to me. One is Freddie Ricks, the other one is this man. Welcome to the show, JP Justice. What's up, JP?
Hey, JP.
I got my own song.
Justice in the building. Word up, B.
Yeah, word up, B. Word up, no doubt. Before we even get started, this is the 50th year of hip hop, and listen, y'all better start shouting out my man Heavy D. Stop acting like he ain't doing it.
You know what? I just saw his picture on social media this morning, man. Shouts out to the great Heavy D, man. And he deserves all accolades, dude.
Yes.
You know, all and then some. You know what I'm saying?
Then some.
He broke barriers and allowed white people to love us when we was going through that hardcore, not that Karis one, tough lyrical, conscious hip hop rap. Heavy D knew how to lighten up the spirit and had people dancing and jumping around, and he was a big boy.
Yeah, and he was a big boy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of big boys, one of my guys, I shot him the link. I didn't tell him nothing. I just sent him the link. He's frozen now. Goodness gracious. Great actor, Carl Gilliard. I'm going to speak to his acting class tonight, and I cannot wait to do that. There he is. I think he's all set. Anthony Turner. Don't worry about it if you can't get it switched up.
All right.
Thank you to our listeners that pop in there every day. Andromeda is in the building. Trina Pinkett, I see you. Granny Wowzers, Candace TV. Charles Hopgood is in the building. What's up? Kiwana, Trina, Victor Marshall. Welcome to the show, Mr. Victor. Yeah. All right, guys. I got JP Justice. I got DeAnthony Turner. Could Usher take your lady, man? You go to the concert, you done bought the tickets, having a good time, and Usher starts serenading your lady, DeAnthony Turner. Could Usher make a move on your girl?
I mean, look, I understand, celebrities do their thing. Only reason I wouldn't want Usher on my girl because I ain't forgot that he got Simplex.
Usher still got Simplex.
I mean, you can't get rid of Simplex. I mean, that's
Simplex lasts forever, dog.
People tend to forget, but he still got Simplex. You don't know when they're gonna pop up. That's why
he can flare any minute.
Yeah,
well, truthfully, everybody got Simplex in
I ain't gonna let you do that.
I'm so glad her wife.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let her do that.
Why she throw us under the bus? Hold on, Duchess. Everybody got it.
Everybody got a little part of them everybody got it in their body. It's
really
when you have a cold sore,
sore and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
have any type. It's not just a sexual thing. It can be.
Usher got the aggressive version. Usher's went under gamma ray, and Usher's turns into the Incredible Hulk.
Wait, wait a minute. It went under the gamma ray.
Went under gamma ray like the Incredible Hulk.
All right. So here's the question, guys. What artist is there? Artist that you would give your lady or man a pass that they if they came across that person that they could do whatever they needed to do?
Anybody but Usher.
I give my
Usher. Usher off the list.
Yeah, if it's a female, my husband I already gave him the pass. Candy from
Candy
Escape.
who?
Candy from Escape. I give him a pass. I
mean, we in Atlanta. Your husband could really meet Candy. That ain't no problem.
Hey, it's not a problem because if I can meet CeeLo Green, he knows. That's why.
CeeLo Green.
CeeLo Green.
Out of all the beautiful dudes out there, you take a regular face nigga like CeeLo Green?
That ain't a regular face, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that to regular face people.
Look, CeeLo Green is very talented. He's shapely like I like.
Shapely?
He's very shapely.
So you like big guys?
I love big guys.
Really?
I love big guys. That's what I fall in love with.
Serious?
I'm super serious. If you ain't got a little meat on you, please. It won't last. It won't last.
And wait, Duchess. So you meet CeeLo Green and you'll be like kind of tingly.
Do you know Randy? I had a birthday party about 2 years ago. Randy and I went to Monticello's, and he was there. Randy Sky. And we was there, and I told her he's there. I'm scared. I can't, meet him. So, and this is the first time I'm ever being just
he's way taller than you think he is too, am I right?
No, me and him was the same height, and I'm 4'11". I thought
he is not no damn 4'11". You met the wrong person.
No, CeeLo Green, he got to be probably about no more than 5 feet.
No, CeeLo Green about 5'10".
Not CeeLo Green.
I'm telling you, I just stood face to face and looked at this dude. This dude is, I'm 5'7". He at least 3 inches taller than me.
When we took our picture, I wrapped my legs around him, and we looked like we was the same height.
He had knee surgery. He had them little extensions. He might
have had them extensions put in.
He got a BB knee.
We references from this new show now?
Huh?
Are we using references from that new show now? From Kevin Hart's the knee extension?
Yeah, he got that knee extension.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wasn't that a funny bit?
That was probably his
Real
funniest
thing, though. That's the real thing that's happening nowadays.
It is.
Candace TV say CeeLo Green is not no damn 5'10". I'm telling you, he's taller than you think he is.
No. When we
Matter
can
of
look
fact,
it
let
up
me ask
later.
Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How tall is CeeLo Green? They didn't put. They say 5. It's 5'7". He looked bigger than me. He like a giant midget to me.
I know how tall my man is on the side. You hear me?
I'm not about to argue with you about this. Hey, let me ask you this, JP Justice in the building. JP, is there anybody you would give your lady a pass? Now, y'all ladies, y'all grown, so it might be Charlie Wilson or somebody, huh?
No, first off, my wife would think I was disgusting for giving her a pass. Be like this, you doing what? Then you don't really love me. You don't respect me.
Oh, she gonna judge your pass.
Yeah, she gonna judge the fact that I gave her a pass. Why would you do that? What kind of respect do you have for this marriage?
Oh, goodness gracious. And you implying that you want a pass, you dirty bastard.
No, now, if she gave me a pass.
Hey.
Make sure ain't nobody listening.
Who on your list? Hey, JP, before you pull out you got a piece of paper? Wait a minute, you ready?
You said a pass. I got. Should I start from the 80s?
Oh, but yeah, I know you got some old ass people on your list because we done already had this conversation, me and you.
Hey, listen, bro. Here go a funny story, man. We was doing, in fact, Comic View. We was at a Comic View taping, and Cat Williams is there. So everybody was talking, and the lady who was signing us in said she used to date Robert Guillaume.
Guillaume?
So Cat Williams turned around and go, "You talking about Vincent?" Hey, yo, bro, I hit the floor hollering. Wow. I hit the floor hollering.
Now, on the real though, JP, who would be on your list? Who would be, if anybody would be on the list for you?
For me to have, or for my wife ain't going
for you. Your wife don't want to be a part of it for you.
Right now, Doja Cat.
Doja Cat, she was cute to me when she first came out. She had hair, but this bald head thing is not cool to me.
Hey, listen, bro, you gotta understand. What's his name? D. Anthony, bro. Feel what I'm about to say, Paul.
I'm trying to stay with you.
Freaky sometimes surpasses good looking.
But you don't know the lady freaky.
Oh, she freaky, bro. You can see it in her face, bro.
You can't look at nobody and tell they freaky. JP,
she too young. She too young. I don't want no young broad.
Oh, see, I'm 53 years old. Listen, bro, young broads right now. If I was
okay, it makes sense.
Everybody young than you when you're 53.
No, not just that. You know, if I was single out there right now, and I went back to my older friends, was like, yo, she was 27. My friend be like, are you serious? Get the you got a 27 years old? Yeah. So yeah. And plus,
man. What I found in my life at 52 years old is that when you're a comedian, these people are attainable. Like you could be at a party and meet the person that's on your list. So I had to kind of get rid of my list. D'Anthony Turner, do you have like a wish list, like people you would like to meet, like to kick it with, like to hang out with?
Just to hang out with?
Yeah.
First off, I met a lot of the people that I would. Like Mike Epps was big for me in the beginning.
Was he nice to you?
Yeah, Mike Epps is down to earth as hell. Like,
yeah.
I can't say everything, but Mike Epps was cool. He was one of the few people that we kicked it. So right. It was like that. One of the people I guess I like.
Did he know you was a stand-up?
Nah. What he did when I performed, he didn't know at first, and then we found out, and then he let me perform, and then it was like we were like cool.
Because comics don't really respect you till we see you work.
Right, facts. No, that's real. Nigga, like, I think R. Kelly. I like to hang with R. Kelly. I feel like me and R. Kelly get some weird, I don't know.
Don't you seem like R. Kelly would be fucking cool as hell? Like I've been at parties with him, and I remember him saying, R. Kelly saying, "Y'all gonna miss me one day." Y'all better. Yeah, he was very. He said that night, and I was like, "Yo, wow!" And don't get me wrong, as a father of 5 girls, but I also know I wouldn't let my daughters go nowhere with no damn R. Kelly.
Facts.
Exactly.
You ain't going with that young man. I'm sorry.
We from Chicago. We know how to get down, so we know what.
And how about this? Duchess, you remember when I was growing? You're a little younger than me, but when I was growing up, it was nothing to see a pretty girl on campus get in the car with a grown ass man and leave.
Right.
You so right, because my best friend, that's all she dated was grown men, and I thought it was disgusting. I'm looking like, girl, he picking you up in the car in high school? Disgusting.
Yeah, and she a real live 15, 16.
Real live.
JP looked disgusted.
Hey, still mad about it. Wow. Hey, let's keep it moving, y'all. Name of the show is Rodney Perry Live. My people in the building, D'Anthony Turner. D'Anthony Turner, let's talk about your character, man. Where did Rev Mo Money come from, bro?
Man, I wanted to do something. Like I started doing comedy right before the internet took off, so I watched the internet take off. Because I started in 2011. By 2013, 2014, Vine and Instagram and Facebook had picked up and people were getting famous off it. So by 2015, I decided to do a character. I just ain't know what at first. And I thought about the Reverend because I'm from Alabama. Being from Alabama, you see a lot of those, backside preachers, those preachers who preach good, but they full of it. And people praise.
They was in the world. They was in the world hard.
They was all over the world. And you couldn't. And as a comic, they used to get mad if I talked about them. They're like, you can't talk about the preacher. I'm like, well, you praising the wrong thing. You praising the preacher. We should be praising the God and the message.
How about that?
So it really was to dehumanize it. Like these are people. They go through real stuff. It's political.
Yeah.
Do not praise the preacher. So I came up with a character called Reverend Mo Money. The whole name was Maurice Carlisle Money. That's what I came up with. And
Maurice Carlisle Money?
I nicknamed him Mo Money.
So his last name was actually Money.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
man.
That,
and it just took off. People love it.
Dude, it is absolutely funny, man. Everything you cover, from the dudes getting stuck in the
submersible.
Submersible. To everything you cover is so funny, man. I love your take, your comedy perspective on it. And you got one of them voices too. Like people gonna be mimicking your voice. Do you realize that?
People tell me all the time I got a good voice. So it happens when I get older though. Like I ain't always sound like this. The older I get, the more deeper my voice get.
Right. I
be scared myself sometime in the morning.
Hilarious. Hey, give me this though, dog. You coming off a play. You just wrote, produced, directed a play, man. And that's another discipline. Talk to me about that. How you get into that?
Well, I went to school for writing. Before I dropped out of college, I was doing a lot of writing. And I used to, when I was doing comedy back home in Alabama, I used to watch a lot of plays. I used to get casted in a lot of plays. And I was watching these plays, and I was watching Tyler Perry, and all these plays centered around women. You never seen any play that really centered around men. They always had painted men to be one way. They never really talked about the men going through emotions or problems or trauma or nothing like that. They did it with women, but they never did it with men. So when I was writing this play, I wanted to do something that foreshadowed and showed a story of real black men on different sides of the spectrum. So I first did it in 2014, and it was a hit. And I toured with it for like a year and a half, and then I started writing other stuff for people, and I stopped. So to bring it back in Atlanta was just a gift, man. And I was happy to do it, and was happy to put the message out there for people, and I was happy the way it was received.
Hey, I was gonna get a chance to see it again because when y'all put it up, I was out of town, man, and you had some of my friends in there, man. I really wanted to check it out, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna probably do it again around October. That's what I'm pushing for. I'm trying to lock down the venue right now, but we definitely gonna do it again, man. I appreciate you. Duchess came.
Hey,
what's the toughest part about putting up a play, man? Because it's got so many moving parts. All these actors, you got people they gotta absorb the material. You got comics coming in, improvise, and do you have to be like, hey, nigga?
I think the hardest part really is trying to maintain the story with the actors. Like, of course, the business side, the promotion and all that is gonna happen. That happens, but to me, it's making the characters so true that the audience understands them. Like 2 weeks before the play, I had fired 2-3 people. I had to replace 2 or 3 people. Like 10 days before the show, because the show gotta go. And if you ain't giving it, and I can't deal with it. I'm not gonna put out anything to these people. I want to put out truth. And I want people to feel the truth, and I want it to be felt. So if I feel like if we're rehearsing for 3 months and you just ain't getting it, You just won't get it.
Goodness gracious, man. Hey, JP Justice, you think you got a play in you? We gonna see you getting your Medea on?
Yo, pause, my dude.
Pause, son. Word up, B.
Hey, dude, I got a play in me. Whoa, hey, yo.
No, I believe you could write a play tomorrow, JP Justice. No?
Oh, for sure, bro. That's one. Well, first off, I like what he said. I was thinking, and I was trying to tell comics, especially the veteran comedians, that our audiences want to see us in a deeper in our careers than just stand up. And as grown men now, we should be able to sit down and write a 4-man play about society, about the times we live in, about relationships. We should be able to come up with something like that in a snap. So I've been trying to actually do something like that with the comedians, but now I got Chat GPT.
Chat GPT will write that shit for you.
Yes, sir.
D'Anthony Turner, you're a writer, man. What's your thoughts on AI and its influence on the new game?
I feel like it could help a little bit, but I don't feel like it should be used to take over, because there's nothing like the authenticity of your mind. I feel like you can't replace the mind of somebody. Like, you can write something, but experience, living the truth, living the trauma, the pain that you want to write about, AI can't do that. Like, it can help out.
You know what I say to that, Anthony?
Yeah.
I say, mess with this AI, because it's not that way. What you have to put into it for it to give you what you want. So it's not like you go, hey, write me a play on my elbow, and it writes you a complete play on your elbow. You have to see the details. I want to talk about this. I want it to have this theme. I want to talk about these points. I want to have this kind of highlight. I want to have this, blah, blah, blah. The more detailed you give it, the more it formulates and puts it into a form. So I say to people all the time. In fact, I got classes.
So it's like being in a writer's room, but the writer's room is you and the computer.
So it's definitely like that, bro. It's not something where you go, hey, write me something on toys, and then it just writes something on toys. No.
But it will do that.
I want to tell D'Anthony that. But yes, D'Anthony, when I went and seen that play, I was not expecting what I expected. What I mean by that is that I felt something after I left that play. And with some plays, when you go to some, you don't feel anything. I felt the emotion. I felt the pressure. I felt the pain. I felt the hard suffering. And, because truthfully, a lot of us go through the things that you were touching on. It was like you was almost in my head in certain points. You know what I mean? And I felt that whatever you do in further, down the line or whatever, you are going to be the next Tyler Perry. When I seen that play, that was something that I know you are going to be the next, big thing on playwritings, because that was just amazing. And I give you all your flowers, all your kudos. Keep doing your thing, man. For real.
Appreciate it. We talking to the man, D'Anthony Turner, JP Justice, and Team Duchess in the building. D'Anthony, man, I didn't even know you were an actor. I think this is a great showcase for you to show the different levels of who you are. And I know directing is not a game, and directing the play is even harder, and promoting it and getting the word out. What's the toughest part of the whole embarking on this endeavor?
I think the toughest part for is me, and I stepped down in this one because when I used to do it back in the day, I played one of the lead characters when I was a little younger. So I took a step back, and the character I played probably had 4 or 5 scenes, because it's hard for me to be fully in character and then have to worry about the small details of everything going on. So I wanted to take my stuff out, because usually and idealistically, if I direct the play, I would rather not be in it. I would rather be able to cast everybody and trust that everybody could do it, so I could sit back. And I've never been able to just watch my work. I've never just been able to sit back and watch it and be like, okay, I'm always backstage doing this, doing that, worrying about coming on front. So I think the hardest part for me is being a director and an actor, wearing both hats.
Hey, man, I did a play this year with Fred Hammond, and it was it was a lot, man. I mean, just as an actor going in, the commitment it requires, a play requires, is different than a movie or TV, because you can't cut. You gotta motherfucking be locked into your character, and you gotta rock the whole play. You gotta know your scene. You gotta know your block. You gotta know where you come in. What is this happening? Dude, talk to me about dealing with comedians, because I know you had some comedians as your cast members, and getting them down the road to figure out how to be an actor, because you had to train some of them, right?
Right, facts. And it goes to another thing I tell you: if your friends can't respect you and your position, you can't hire your friends. That's one thing,
Wow,
because
how about that?
you will hire people who expect you to be, just give it to them or just do this thing like this. But man, they have to have discipline. They have to take direction. And if you can't take direction, you can't work for me, because I can be an asshole in rehearsal. Don't mean I'm an asshole outside of rehearsal, but you have to get what you need and get what you want. It's totally different than film. I've done both. I respect the love theater more. Of course, film is a luxury, but I respect the love for theater more, because no matter what's going on at that stage, you got hundreds of people's eyes on you, and you have to show them and make them believe that you are who you are. So you got to stay in it. So if I'm trying to train you and get you to that point, and you playing and not taking it serious, then you're not gonna take yourself serious, man. So,
wow. Hey, this is a unique group of people that we got on the show today, because one thing all y'all do is produce content, produce shows. Duchess, you've been creating your own show for years now. Talk to me about people respecting the business of what we do.
Honestly, the people do not respect the business that we do. I think that they think that it's just given and that we're just supposed to do it. But at the same, what it is with the comedians and with the people. Like even with the club owners, I deal with so much drama just to keep money in comedians' pockets that they don't even understand. And on the back end, where I even have to, I done had not he think he made me cry. I had to a club owner didn't appreciate what I was doing for him, and he thought that by what I was doing for him, what I have to tell people is that me and my husband owned the clubs before we moved out here, so I know what clubs go through.
A nightclub.
Yes, a nightclub. We own 2 sports bars in Waterloo, Iowa. No, people don't think people live out there, but they do, and they used to come. So I do know the pressure, and I do know what budget you have for your club. I know all of these things. You have a budget for entertainment for that reason alone. So, but when you meet certain club owners or things like that, they think that our gift is worth something. And what I try to get them to understand is that our gift is not to be sold. It's just to be given. So when I'm giving you this, I don't want you to take advantage of it, because as soon as it gets taken advantage of it, then that's when God removes me from you. So because he knows this is my gift. So I try to help clubs. And when I tell them that this is not about money to me, this is about building and giving my gift out to, showing my gift to others and whatever I can do to help. So yeah, they take advantage of the situation and think it's easy. It's not.
Wow. JP Justice, man, you've been producing the show for years now. Do you ever get discouraged, man? I mean, I had a conversation this morning, and my buddy asked me a great question. He's like, "Rand, what do you do when you get discouraged? What do you do when it look like everybody else is winning and you're working so hard to make things ends meet?"
I've never been in that situation.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
No, I'm only joking. There's you see, there's the artist answer, and then there's my answer. The artist answer is, you're doing it for the love, you're doing it for the blah blah blah. No, I'm doing it for the ends. I have children, I have people to provide for. When the marketing ain't going right, then you must change your marketing. I'm not here for
that's a bar right there. That's a big bar right there.
I'm not here for the pat on my back and to tell me, oh, you're doing a great job and what you're doing is good for us. No, B, my kids got to eat. My family got to live. There's a point where your art crosses business. And when your art crosses business, you have a very big, what's the name you have a very big thing to think about. You have something to think about. Pause. So my art has crossed my business decades ago. So when it ain't going right, I pull back. What's going on with the marketing? What am I not doing? What bases am I not touching? How can I reach more people? How can I get more people in here? And I'm not doing this for the people that have better comedy, blah blah blah. No. We
trying to get this paper.
Trying to get this paper.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, we all ultimately want to be paid for our. I mean, maybe we didn't know that at the outset.
That's what
let me ask you this, JP.
There's a point where your versus business.
Yeah. I know I didn't get into the game of comedy for money, but I understand the money. I understand that's one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm putting kids through college. I'm taking care of a home. My wife needs things. So we are always, in that energy space. But let me ask you this, JP. What has changed, man? You've been doing this 30 years, bro. What has changed over the 30 years, like in reference to the business?
What I do love is I love how the internet has given the business to the artists. There is no such thing as failure, but a person who doesn't want to put in work. Like they say, you show me someone who's failing, I'll show you someone who's afraid to work. It eliminated the gatekeepers or the quote unquote gatekeepers. You're now solely the fact that you can pitch straight to the people and you can get the people to support you, and you don't have to the agent and the TV studio and the blah blah blah.
Those people are still there.
Yeah. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying if you want what they have, then you're going to have to go through that. But now there's an avenue that you don't have to go through that. There are millionaires who are doing YouTube. There are millionaires that are doing their own plays. There are millionaires that don't do what the industry want them to do, and that's one of the things that I really love. I love to see the people grab hold. One of the things that I can say is, and especially in comedy, I don't know who does this, and I'm not saying anyone in particular, but I'm saying as far as the art form, we need to stop doing these free comedy shows. You need to put a price on your art because people don't respect free. How is the art free, but the buffalo wings cost $7? Because then they'll complain about the buffalo wings. I ain't got enough sauce on my wings. I only got 3 wings. Put that demand on your art, and what you do at that point is you shake off the bullshit. You shake bullshit.
That sauce off. D'Anthony Turner is in the building. Talk to me about this, D. You're a stand-up. You funny as all get out, and you're also in the business of introducing yourself to people.
Mm-hmm.
So as we do that, like how do you do that in this climate that we're in? Of course we got social media, but how do you do it like face to face, show to show?
I feel like one of the biggest parts of the game that we're in is proving yourself and having humility with it, being confident but having humility with it. I've been in the game 12 years, and I do agree with something he said also about mixing the business with the art. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to do that. I just want to piggyback on that. That shit was spot on. Yeah. But when I first moved here in 2020, I had been doing comedy 8-9 years already. And I was a big fish in my pond in Alabama, radio, hosting concerts. Every big name comic come to town, I'm on the show. So moving here, it was like, okay, I got to start from scratch. But I still want to get to the same place I was at home. I was producing web series, doing plays and all that back home. But I knew I couldn't grow there in my city, so I had to get away from it. So moving here, I had to hit the open mics like I was a fresh comic. I had to get bumped. I had to hear people say, not right now. The best thing about it was I knew a lot of the OGs already when I moved in.
Right.
So I got a lot of people, oh hell, but it was mandatory for about a year that I hit every stage. And after I hit every stage and people would know, oh, he's guaranteed, I would stop
that
going.
nigga funny right there.
Yeah, I would stop going. For 6 months, I stopped going till niggas would call me. Hey, you in town? Let me know. And that's how I started getting booked. I would hit it hard for about a year, then I just stopped.
You know what I tell people all the time? Don't be afraid to start over. Here's the great part about starting over. You're going to excel much quicker. I get these veterans that come, you know, they still see that I'm out here working. So I get these veterans that have retired or I haven't seen in 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and they want to, I want to come back into comedy. And I tell them, you're gonna have to start from zero because the landscape of comedy has changed.
There are people that have passed you. Yeah.
There are new promoters. There's new people watching comedy and consuming comedy. So you're going to have to start back at zero. But the great part is you've got enough experience in you that you'll excel quicker. So
I figured out when I moved out here, it was 7 years ago. I was here for maybe 5 months. I did one guy, I'm not going to say his name. He booked me for a show and I asked him, I said, can I have just one Thursday out of your month so I can do a ladies comedy show? He like, I don't know you, you know, you from, ain't never heard of you, and we already got a Duchess, you know? And I'm like, hey, I understand that. I said, but I'm Duchess also. And he didn't, you know, understand that. So when that time came, I told you a day before the show, I had people coming in from out of town. They was excited for me having something going on in Atlanta. And I just got here maybe 5, 6 months ago. I tell you, this man called me and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to do your show the next day because I double booked. So I was so upset. When I said I was so upset and I was in tears because I didn't understand. How did he not know that he wasn't double booked until the day before my show? So I said to myself, to that day and that day only, I would never allow anyone to book me for my show. I will book my own shows. And I promise you, I say maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that, I end up getting my own room and had my own, and then people never thought Mondays can work. That was the only day they was giving me out here in Georgia, was a Monday. And they said Mondays would never work. People work this and that. And I did, because like you said, you have to start over from scratch. And when I pulled that Monday off, guess what I did? I didn't just book comedians. I booked people to bring their little stuff. They shop and, you know, selling stuff in the club. I had them in there. I had
vendors.
I had vendors. Yeah, that's the word. You know what I mean? So I had vendors paying me to be in the place in my shows. Then before I knew it, before the year was over with, all the comedians knew me. Everybody was just like, hey, who is this? Who is Duchess? Who is this? Who is that? And it was
I
all
remember
just
coming to your room in Douglasville.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this little girl's serious. She about that life. Now, let me ask y'all this. As producers of shows, does your comedy have to take a back seat to the business?
I don't want to say a back seat. I just feel like you should always test yourself in other avenues. I never wanted to be labeled as just a comic. So one of the reasons I went out and if you watch my plays or even the series I got on Prime Decisions, I don't, it's not comical. Like, it has comedy elements, but it's not comical because I don't want people to just, all he's good at is making people laugh. Nah, it's a lot of other stuff. So I don't feel like it's taking a back seat. I feel like it's showing people that you got more to offer. And respecting.
Duchess, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with him on that, is because it's not with me. I'm more on the, I love to act. But I'm also a housewife. I'm a house mom, you know, so I have to understand that I still have to be a mom and a comedian and a promoter, and I do, you know, truck driving, all of this other stuff. I do what it is I'm a hustler. Okay, I can't make money in this place. It's just not in me. I just don't know how. I can't work a 9 to 5. It's just not in me. I have to do something, about 3, 4 things in one. So I know I'm definitely gonna let something get to that backseat of that comedy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
JP, let me ask you this, because you know, D'Anthony gave us his game, Team Duchess gave her game. When you're producing the show, do you have to work harder not to lose your comedy in the idea of producing?
So here's my answer to that. Am I opening up an agency? Am I opening up an artist management? No. So I still have to be the artist. So in other words, I delegate, and you see how I work. I delegate my family and people that work with me to handle certain situations that I oversee.
You have a team.
I have a team, and I oversee the situation, but I'm still the comedian. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to, and when the day of the show, don't bombard me with the business part. This is why I trained you people to handle it, so that the day of the show, I can be the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. That's a great concept. D'Anthony, who is your team, man? Talk to me about your team.
I have an amazing group of people, man, who've helped me since day one. First off, this girl, shout out to Cammie Haynes, man. She's in Montgomery, Alabama. She's been with me since day one. Anything I need, anything I'm doing, whether I'm here, there, or wherever, she's always gonna make sure I got my contracts down.
Why does she help you? Why do you think she helps you? Why does she love you?
She believes in me, man. When you get people who genuinely believe in what you're doing and love what you're doing, you got the team, you good. My wife is another one who helps me a lot tremendously, keeps me on my business. She's an accountant, so she's going to make sure everything's handled. My wife's going to always make sure my back and my front is good. And I have a couple of people in place, man, that always making sure the business is good. And you got to, I agree with everything he said. On the day of, I don't want to be bombarded with the business. I tell people when I'm doing a play, especially a play, don't come to me, because I'm in actor mode now. You go to the people appointed. Don't come to me with your problems. Hey, Deant, what am I? Deant? Nope, hell no. Don't ask me that. Yeah, hell no. And if I'm throwing a comedy show, it's like if the comedy shows I'm gonna throw, I'm always gonna be working before I get on stage. That's just how it is. Whether I done found myself putting out more chairs and tables because we needed more. I done found myself having to do a lot because it's just me. I'm hands on when it comes to the comedy shows. I want to make sure it's gonna be beast. So,
wow. What was you about to say, JP?
No, the comedy show. I'm always ready to call an audible. Like I'm always ready. Like I don't take the walkie-talkie because I don't want to hear what's going on between the security and the door. But my eyes are open. Oh, we need to get upstairs over here. Oh, we need to get this over here. We need to get this over here. And I'll gladly do it. You know what I'm saying? I've cleaned up, pulled the garbage away and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, I've had a chance to see you in action, man. Yes. And watching you produce a show was impressive. Yes. Your family, your daughters, your wife, they all have their roles on your team, and it was a pleasure to watch, bro.
And piggybacking off of my guy right here, they call me show and they call my wife business. I handle all the show, the smile, the face, and ha he. But day of the show, I dare you to go get that trap, that bear trap that I put at the door.
I know, ain't no getting it. You gonna pay too. How about that?
It gotta be like that.
Who's your team?
My team, basically, I don't really have a big team, honestly. It's I do mostly everything myself. I try hard to try to remember everything, which why me listening to y'all, I think I do need a bigger team or somebody. I try to get my daughters and things like that, but truthfully, I'm just out there. I try to get out there myself. I got like when you was asking D'Anthony, how do you get people to come to your shows? I get people to come to my shows when I'm pumping gas. When somebody look at me too hard, I say, hey, look at me. I do a comedy show. Hey, you want to look again? I do a comedy show. Hey, when I'm doing my grocery shopping and I accidentally bump into somebody, hey, I'm sorry, man, but hey, I do comedy. So I have to promote myself every single place I go. So wow. I don't. My kids is my team. I promise you. If I see my daughter, she'll tell you. My mama got a show Friday, Saturday, and her number is this and that, and she Team Duchess on Instagram, and they got it down pat, baby.
I love that. You know, I don't know about y'all, but you know, I've been doing this a long time, 30 years or so, and I still got trauma from before, early in the game. Like, I remember, you know, telling my cousin them to come check me out. And like my cousin saw me like last month. I went to Chicago, and he's like, "Man, you remember when we told you not to quit your day job because your ass wasn't funny?" I was like, "Yeah, nigga, I remember that shit vividly." And to this day, it's really difficult for me to invite people to a show because I assume that they just not gonna come. And I know that's horrible, but I got that trauma. How do we fight back that type of trauma? JP, any thoughts?
Well, I live in the city of New York, so let me tell you something. You're going to hit about 1,000 no's before you hit a maybe.
Wait a minute.
You hit a maybe. You know what we do? Well, I'm like you. I started in 1989. I'm from the flyer era, and I'm from where you had to go out
hand to hand. You had to touch every person that was going to walk into that door.
What they call it now? Barking. They call it barking now, where they actually sell the tickets like that. But back in the days, you had to give out flyers. You know, giving out a flyer, and somebody do this before, like you do this, and they go,
no, get out of my face.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we would go into like heavy traffic neighborhoods, 34th Street, Times Square, Columbus Circle, and here I am trying to give out flyers. I got thousands of flyers I got to give out, and I must have seen 50,000 people this morning, and 40,000 of them told me no. Another 5,000 said maybe, and then I got.
How do you keep going, JP, with all those no's in your face?
You become numb and callous to it. After a while, it becomes even a game to find the maybes and the yes. You become callous. You're okay. You like you said, you expect it, but you got to keep going. You know why? Because you see the residue of that work later. Like there was
how about that?
I
see one of my old promoters. One of the first people to bring me to Colorado Springs, Mr. Rodney Hardiman, is in the building. What's up, Rod? Man, thanks for coming in today. Granny Wilder says there are genuine people who can see something special in people and just want you to win. They will do what they can to help you get there. Wow. My man Wade Ball, who is a producer and a comedian as well. Sometimes as a producer and host, you have to set the tone and dump the energy into the show up front, and some
never
Jones get certified.
I would never say this young man's name. He would never catch me saying his name. Nope.
Wade Ball.
Pause.
Why you can't say Wade Ball?
That's the line. That's foul. That's a foul right there.
Hey man, that man got some weighty balls, man. Don't do that. Don't deny him.
Hey, wow.
Brother Balls has got weight to him. That's what he tried to tell you. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. We got a great group of folks on here today. JP Justice, DeAnthony Turner, and of course my girl Team Duchess. Team Duchess, man. You're a tiny person. People take you lightly sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Team Duchess, talk to me about standing up for yourself, and especially as a woman, because we had a group of girls on yesterday, and men take you lightly, and just people in general take you lightly because you're a small person in stature. Talk to me about that, being a lion amongst maybe sheep.
Well, when you speak and know what you're talking about to certain people, they respect you. That's one thing. Is when I'm speaking to a comedian or I'm speaking to someone and I know what I'm talking about, they actually kind of want to shut up and respect you. So with that, me being as little as I am, I make sure that when I'm talking to you, you know when I'm playing and you know when I'm not. So when I'm talking business or if I'm just joking with you, you'll know the difference. The tone even changes. And even though anyone knows big things come in small packages. So I'm one of the types that, and I tell you how I feel. I'm not one of those type, I don't have a filter. So it's really hard for me not to tell you what the look on my face is saying to you. So I try, but I also, what I learned out here, all that hard shit that I was being on in Chicago, where I had to be rah, 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 and be so, aggressive, that don't work out here. That scare people totally off. They feel that you are being too masculine. They don't want that energy to push off, that you trying to push over on them. So what I learned,
you need that in Chicago. You don't need it here.
Exactly. And what I learned here, Rodney, is that I'm even me being so nice and being this lady and being this petite and being this acting like I need you a little bit and being such a woman. as I would say, and reverse the cycle through these men's minds to make them think.
So you use your womanhood to help you.
Exactly. Because now
Wow.
if I'm being ladylike
Damsel in
and I'm
distress.
as a woman and as a woman that knows what she's talking about, guess what y'all gonna do? Y'all want to listen. Now you want to be nice. Now you want to open up the door. Now you want to see what I can do to help you. But if I as soon as I came in there and I wanted to be aggressive and said, hey, I'm good, or what you looking at, and all of this, and all, no, I don't need none of that. How you doing? What are you looking at? You know what I mean? So it's how you approach and how I speak to people is the respond that you will get back from me. And how
Rodney says Duchess is a beast. She grinds hard, but definitely needs a loyal team. I support her. Wow, way to go, Rodney Hardiman.
Thank
Hey,
you.
D'Anthony,
Thank you.
can we look forward to seeing a one-man show out of you, man? I think you will be an awesome producer of a one-man show. I would love to see, you for an hour, 90 minutes on the stage.
Yeah, man. I think I'm getting to that now. I've been recently going over and writing and going over all my material over the last few years, man. And I feel like I have enough stuff, and I like to talk about a lot of stuff going on right now anyway. So a lot of my stuff is very political, and I like to try to dig into the now and put my perspective on it. So I feel like maybe in the winter I'll be ready to do something like that, a one-man show.
Let me host.
There's a really nice theater, a Marietta Theater in the Square. I did my one-man show there. It's like 200 seats. It's real intimate, and they have a stage there. They put up a little set for me, and I put up a one-man show earlier this year, and it was different for me. I'm gonna tell you why. Because as a comedian, your job is just to be funny. But as a person in a play, a one-man play, you got to go through the emotions. You got to, and my buddy asked, he said, man, can you do that every night? Because it was dramatically, it was taxing, it was draining. But, it also kind of gave me another sense of satisfaction as an actor, doing that piece. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel like with comedy and even with the acting, like the one-man shows or whatever, it's all about being vulnerable with yourself. If you be vulnerable, man, and if you let it all hang out and you give it all to the people, man, I feel like you would do your thing. I hate when people pull back and be like, I coulda, I shoulda. When it comes to that stage, you can't have no regrets. You got to leave it all out there, man.
Hey, a man who's living a career with no regrets, JP Justice, man, talk to me about your journey, man, and it's always a pleasure to see you, motherfucking, just destroy the stages. And you asked me one time, you was like, Rodney, what do you do when you're not in the ideal situation? I'm gonna ask you the same thing. What do you do when you're not in the ideal situation?
I heard Method Man said, when I'm good, but when I'm bad, I'm better. I dare you to drop me in a bad situation. I'm coming out with the trophy. I'm coming out with the lion's head. I'm coming out. I was braised. Talking about, I was braised in the belly of the beast. The Uptown Comedy Club was the Uptown Comedy Club, not the Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta, but the Uptown Comedy Club,
New York City.
Yeah, it was an excellent breeding ground for comedy. Because if you remember the old TV show, the people. You
hear JB Smooth talk about this place. It's a source of a lot of great comedy history, man. Talk to us about the history.
First off, that's crazy you said JB Smooth. He just called me yesterday, and I haven't spoken to JB in years, and he called me. I was like, what? The Uptown Comedy Club was like the people were right here on you. There's people that were sitting on the stage. We had this thing called the Tenant Patrol, where the Tenant Patrol was damn near a part of your set if you messed up, and it breeded beasts and animals. Like we came out of there like
who are some of those comics? Of course, yourself. We're talking Tracy Morgan. We're talking
JB Smooth, Talent, Hamburger. Goddamn, Chris Tucker was coming through there. Some nights Paul Mooney would teach the classes. Corwin Moore. Goddamn, man. Tommy Davidson was through there. Charlie Barnett came through there. man, it's just early days of Uptown Comedy Club, bro.
If you don't know who Charlie Barnett is, do your research. If you love comedy, learn about Charlie Barnett. Charlie Barnett is the guy that should have got the job that Eddie Murphy got on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
He was that funny, but he just wasn't a great reader. And they used a lot of cue cards on Saturday Night Live at that time. And because he couldn't really read the cue cards, he didn't get the job, and hence the career of the great Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, but let me tell you what Charlie Barnett used to do that at the time no one was doing. This is in history of comedy has been done, but at this time he was holding down a park here in New York City called Washington Square Park, where the traffic.
He would have thousands of people watching him live as a street performer.
But listen, this is like where this is the traffic in Washington Square Park. Like it's moving. He would have hundreds of people around him. You hear me? And he would entertain that whole. Dave Chappelle said he learned a lot from Charlie Barnett. Yo, Charlie Barnett was a king. A king.
What would he do in the park? What could he do with people on the move walking around and walking away from him?
Bro, listen, I remember, like I've seen him many times, but one day he would tell a story and he would have you like interested in every nuance of the story, like every little piece of the story. And he knew how to use. And this is one of the things I teach when I teach comedy. He knew how to use every aspect. He knew how to use his voice, high pitch at certain points, bring it down so you can come in and listen to the story, then hit you with the punchline. And he knew how to be physical at the right time. He knew how to, everything is meaningful when you're on that set. He even drank at the right time. A lot of comics don't know this, and I hate when I see comics drinking on stage and don't know when to do it. You're supposed to drink at your highest point of laughter. It's not supposed to be something that's quenching to you at the moment. It's supposed to be something that helps you. So while there, you quickly get that sip and get back into what you're doing. It's a rhythm. And you would, and to see these sultans of the stage do that, you're like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Charlie used to talk about laughs per minute. He used to tell us, yo, man, you got to, if they ain't laughing a certain amount of times in a minute, then you ain't got their attention. And he would.
I completely agree. I definitely subscribe to the laugh per minute concept. I think you should be getting, in a minute you should get 3 big laughs.
The rule
every
is
minute.
The rule is 6 laughs per minute and different variations of laugh, from this all the way to the gut busting laugh. That's the rule.
I'm not even considering anything that's not a big laugh.
Okay.
I try to get 3 big laughs every minute. And of course those other laughs exist in between the lines.
Yeah.
Agree. Hey man, that's great chat today, man. I can't thank you guys enough for coming on, rocking with your boy Duchess. Appreciate you coming on the show. How do we stay in touch?
Well, please, y'all, stay in touch. I'm doing something different. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I put all my money I did last year for my comedy. I saved some, and I brought in a different blues artist. So I'm trying to bring in blues and comedy, or even and bringing it in. And I did this all with my own. So I mean, so I'm stepping out, and I'm.
Where you gonna bring them into a lounge or a club or where?
It's already done. Everybody can purchase tickets for the Blues and Comedy Tour, which will be September 3rd at Uptown Comedy Corner from 6 to 8. And all you have to do is go on Eventbrite right now. The tickets are on sale on Eventbrite, and Blues and Comedy Tour. That is all you have to put in there, Blues and Comedy Tour. You're going to see my man, Tony Armani. You got videos. I got my girl, Randy Sky. My boy, Dante Ray will be there also performing. We're going to have a great show. And I'm just trying to step out of my comfort zone with just not doing comedy, but also getting into the artist field and music and blues. Yeah. It's just a low tolerance.
Blues is huge now. Man. Blues is huge. Young people are listening to blues. They call it Southern Soul, and it's really a big deal. I think that's a great lane to get in.
So please follow me at Team Duchess on Instagram, Comedian Duchess on Facebook. If you have Linktree, follow me on that as well. You'll see all my shows. I do shows every Friday. I'm at Phenomenal Seafood, and every Saturday at Mangoes in Marietta. So all you have to do is just follow me. I'm staying working. I'm steady trying to step out the box as well. I don't want to, just keep myself in one circle, like y'all was saying. So thank you again, Rodney, for just having me on the show and letting me be able to promote the Blues and Comedy Tour, baby. Y'all come on out. When I say this show gonna be off the chain, like I said, it's blues, baby. You can't go wrong with blues. So, and it's me and my husband anniversary. So we'll be married for 13 years. So we're celebrating that same day. So everybody just come out and support. Yeah. I promise you, I'm the host. So you know you're not gonna be not entertained. You will be very entertained. I have things up my sleeve. It's gonna be great.
Come on now. Hey, DeAnthony Turner, man, flat out funny, man. One of those guys, the next young king, man. It's a pleasure to watch you grow, whether it's producing plays or doing stand-up. Man, you just an ace talent, bro. How do we stay in touch?
Appreciate it, man. You can follow me, man, on Instagram, all social media platforms at the DeAnthony Turner, TikTok, Reverend Mo Money. I got a series on Amazon called Decisions. Go check it out. I shot it 2020. I'm finna start shooting the second part of that this winter. So if you ain't never seen it, go to Amazon Prime. It's called Decisions. Check it out. Every Tuesday, me and Janet Dollar hosting at Old National Backstage. Come through, check it out, man. If you ain't doing it, you want good comedy.
Get out here. I'm coming through. I'm coming out at y'all. I like that.
Grown folks, blues, $2 tacos, $2 sliders.
The food is great over there.
The food is amazing. And me and Janet been doing it, man. We've been rocking out. We had Tyler Chronicles come through last night, do his thing. So pull up every Tuesday. I'm out there, man. I appreciate you, OG. I've been, like I said, ever since I met you, you've been real, man. So I appreciate you and always being a vessel, man, for us and giving young kings like myself, man, and Duchess a platform to even come and showcase, man. And a lot of people doing that. So I definitely appreciate you, man. And you deserve all your flowers.
Wow, I appreciate it. And finally, the legend himself, JP Justice Labs. How do we stay in touch, bro?
Any social media platform, it's all the same, JP Justice Labs. You can check me at Domino's because they got the 2. You walk in and you get 2 for $6.
2 for $6?
Yeah, I fucked with the 2 for $6. No.
Stupid.
No, JP Justice, man. What's going on, Councilman? I don't really have anything popping right now. Right now, I'm trying to get this book off the thing, and I'm I'm listening to Duchess. I hear blues is pretty big. I'm getting ready to dabble back put my foot back into the poetry world. So I'm getting ready to combine those two worlds again. You know, I was hosting poetry shows around the country and stuff like that. So I'm getting ready to put my foot back in both and put that back in.
I got some great poets down here in Atlanta. So let me know if we can connect some of those dots.
Y'all don't speak English down there, bro. We're not trying to hear that up here. We're not trying to hear
that. If you don't shut
people
up.
live in Atlanta.
Right here. Bring that up here. We don't know what that all on here.
People live in Atlanta, not from Atlanta.
I'm only joking. Hey, poets, come and hit me up. Pause.
Oh, God. Hey, great show today, guys. Thank you for coming in. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. It's the podcast. Team Duchess in the building. DeAnthony Turner, Rep Mo Money. Maurice, tell Maurice I said hi. And my man, JP Justice. Hey, man, what a show, guys. Thank you for coming in. And that is it for this day. See you tomorrow, guys.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What?